Hi, everyone. Okay, Bonkai 922. To anime Rick. Damn! Okay, this is gonna be Penny Dreadful. Season 3, Episode 1 review. Okay, I'm already schwitzing over here because of Game of Thrones. Like, this is a problem. This is a problem because watching these two shows at the same time, I'm gonna, like Vanessa in this episode, I'm gonna need a therapist. I'm gonna have to go see a doctor. Yes, I'm gonna go to the doctor. Yeah, excuse me, I have a problem. I have too much hype. I have too much hype. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. But yeah, let's get into this. This episode premiere. Oh my god. All right, let's start with Vanessa. Okay, she is literally in shambles. She is completely in shambles in this episode. We see she's living. Oh, it's terrible. It's really bad. There's mail coming in, and she's not even dealing with any of it. There's dishes that are dirty. It is a shambles. Her lifestyle is just in shambles. Eventually, who shows up is It's been a while since I've seen Penny Dreadful. I forgot his name. The guy who told him about the devil and demons last season. Okay, he shows up and asks to help her. And basically, I'm just going to go plot by plot in this review. You know, and each plot point, I'll give my thoughts. We'll start with Vanessa, like I said. So he goes there to tell her, about something about this guy. Let me just got the guy's name. Let's go down and see the guy's name. Who was it? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Tennyson. That he died, and there were like church bells going on about him being dead and everything, and mourning. And he basically says to her to seek help at this one um, doctor, if you will. And she, of course, she's got to get cleaned up because she's just in shambles. So she goes to see this doctor therapist, and she goes there and she meets this guy, the secretary. She goes and sees her. Now, the doctor is like very strict kind of thing going on with her. The doctor who sees her, and she already knows, even though Vanessa doesn't really tell her what's wrong with her, she knows from the beginning, from seeing her, that what's wrong with her. And she even tells her, "What's wrong with you?" And it's a very, very weird doctor because she's very strict, and it's confidential, the whole bit with that. And she says she's gonna come every other day, and it's 10 a.m. and payment's gonna be 10 shillings. So we get that. We get that with Vanessa. Um, there's a scene where, and after that, there's a scene where she's walking because the doctor tells her, do something right now, do something you haven't done, do something different than what you've been doing. That's basically her spiel on it. And there's like two other things that happens with Vanessa. Aside from the other thing that happens at the end of the episode, which I will get into. She goes to this museum that's filled with animals essentially that have been taxidermy, and she sees this scorpion. She sees these scorpions and everything, and she also sees this wolf, which, come on, that's a hate for me. Um, and she meets this guy who's like who's in charge of the museum of the animals and shit, and he, talks to her about the animals and his profession and how we always seeking wonder, beyond wonder. And now she has that. Then there's another scene. This made me go like, okay. There's this guy that's following her. And I'm like, okay. Then this kid comes out of nowhere and asks her death ribbon for Tennyson. The death ribbon for Tennyson. So she buys a death ribbon. And then he says something like, lovely woman, dearest. And then she goes on her way. End of the episode, because this involved Vanessa. I have to talk about this. And I should save it for later. Gotta talk about it. The guy who's the secretary of the doctor, he takes the 10 shillings that I guess Vanessa gave him and goes and sees this whore. He's not, do his little thing with the whore and everything, Out of fucking nowhere, the whore gets smacked against the brick wall and he disappears. He gets taken to this warehouse with these people. The two people, remember the boy and the guy? They show up and these people walking on walls and crawling on the fucking floor. And I'm like, what's going on here? Okay. They all disappear when this one person shows up. And he's got a menacing voice. He's telling the guy, look at me. He tells him what his name is and the guy who's talking to him tells him who he is. Dracula. Are you freaking kidding me? That's where the episode ends. Now, like I said, I'm gonna talk about the other things that happened in this episode. But this threw me off. She just dealt with witches and Satan. And now she has to now go and deal with Vanessa? Dracula? Holy shit! Now, the other things that happened in this episode, the other plot points, we had Frankenstein monster, which was really nothing at this point in this juncture. He's on a ship, I believe, in the Antarctic. I'm not even 100% certain. It could be Greenland. I really don't know. But I know it's on a ship, and there's ice everywhere. There's like this moment where the crew of this ship are contemplating eating each other. And he sees this little boy suffering. And then we see this sad moment with Dark Frankenstein monster, where he's actually seeing himself as he's singing this song to this little boy who's ill and who doesn't have much longer to live, of him as a father. I was like, oh man, that's pretty heavy. So what does he do? He snaps the little boy's neck. Because he only had like a few days to live, if you could end it quick. So he leaves the ship and he says, I'm home. And he just goes off into the snowy, icy cauldron of the outside from the ship. The other plot points in this episode circled around Dr. Frankenstein himself and Dr. Jekyll and Malcolm and Ethan. Before I get to Ethan and Malcolm, let's talk about my thoughts on Vanessa. Holy shit. I don't know what's going on there. That's so ridiculous. This episode gets a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. And it's only episode 1. How the hell is she going to deal with this? Oh my god. And let's not even talk about what's going on with Ethan and Malcolm. Okay. So, yeah, Dr. Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll meet up. And he sees Dr. Frankenstein. And we find out the whole story that Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Frankenstein knew each other from school. And they had a connection there. So, Dr. Frankenstein has nobody. Because the Frankenstein monster's gone. Everyone's gone. So he's turning to Dr. Jekyll to help him in killing Lily, who he created, and who's a monster now. And who's basically depraved. So Dr. Jekyll, during this whole scene, tells him, I will tame her. And we already get a hint from Dr. Jekyll himself, from Dr. Frankenstein, that he's got a monster inside him. That's going on there. So we know that's going to happen down the road. They're going to confront Lily. There's going to be something going on with that. The other thing that happened in this episode, well, the last thing that happened to a certain extent, Ethan and Sir Malcolm. Sir Malcolm's in Africa, and apparently what has transpired is this. He gets mugged by these guys who are in Africa and gets saved. I can't say this guy's name. He's a Native American Indian who proclaims that Ethan is his son. So he knows Ethan and is telling Malcolm to come with him to help him save Ethan. And even proclaims to say, your job isn't done. You're not dead yet. Therefore, you should continue on this journey. The whole, supernatural thing. So that's basically what's going on there. We don't get Dorian Gray and Lily in this episode. But that thing with Dr. Frankenstein, oh my God. Because you know what's going to happen with Dr. Jekyll. That's going to go off the fucking chain. He's going to fucking turn into a monster. Mr. Hyde. It's going to happen. It's going to be insane. So that totally threw my. That was amazing done. Then we had Malcolm and the Native American Indian. So they're basically going to go save Ethan, this is an interesting plot point. I think that's very intriguing. Now we're going to get two things colliding into one singular plot point. The thing with Ethan now, he's in New Mexico, and he's on the train with the British inspectors to stand trial for the people he killed, because he's aware, Guys show up on the train and kill everyone. Oh, by the way, remember that witch from season 2? The one that was confronting Ethan? She's on the train. She's in New Mexico. Beside the point, they kill everyone on the train except for the British inspectors and what have you. And they escape with Ethan. Now Ethan's with these guys. These guys are working for his father. So this is going to be Ethan going with these guys to see his father. Now, personally, I think what's going to happen is obviously Malcolm and the Native American guy, they're going to meet up and they're going to try to get Ethan back and try to elude Ethan's father and the law and this witch. There's so much going on from this one episode of Penny Dreadful. And here's another thing I forgot to mention. That guy, the secretary, Dracula wants him to tell him everything about Vanessa. There is so much information, so much going on in this one episode. This is episode 1. Now, usually Penny Dreadful has like about 9. So what? We're going looking at 8, possibly 9 more episodes? This was episode 1. Rick. Guys, you want to know more about Penny Dreadful? Go talk to Anime Rick. Because right now, me, being a fan of this show since season 1 and 2, at this point, I am speechless. Because Vanessa's in a jam, Ethan's in a jam, both those characters, and you have to mention Dr. Frankenstein and what's going on there. And we're not even touching, at this moment yet, Lily and Dorian Gray, who, from my point of view, from what I've known so far, are on a warpath. Because I just saw scenes from the next episode. They're going to go out and create war and havoc and chaos. They got to kill people. So this season is turning out just it's my head's going to explode. Okay? My head's going to explode. And I'm not even talking about what happened in Game of Thrones yet. That I'm going to try to do a live stream. After I do this video, I'm going to try to do a live stream, see if it works out. As of right now, I'm just probably going to just be me. I might invite people if I can, and, with how the thing is. But 10 out of 10, Penny Dreadful, Season 3. I think, don't quote me, it might. I don't think it's going to exceed Season 2, but I think it's just going to be as good as Season 2. Vanessa's trying to get her life back together. Everyone's trying to face their own demons. You got Dracula. I'm speechless. Tell you guys things in the comment section below. This is a fantastic episode. I have no idea where this is going to go, but it's going to be fantastic. I just have a feeling. Valentine 22. I'll catch you guys later.